All right, so today we are going to be installing the COWCOW AAP-01 trigger into the Lancer Tactical Cthulhu, and this is not going to be super difficult. It just is a little bit different procedure than a normal AAP-01, but this guide should work for like this gun with any trigger, as well as this trigger with either the AAP or the Cthulhu. Now, we can go ahead and start disassembling the gun a little bit. So obviously the button back here, you have to press that button, and then you can remove the upper. Obviously make sure there's no magazine inside of the gun. You gotta take the magazine out first. Or, I mean, you can remove the upper with the magazine still in, but it's good practice to have the magazine out. Now, we have to start removing some things. So I am going to go ahead and start with the grip panels here, because the grip panels have to come off because we have to remove the rear chassis here. And to do that, we have to punch out the pins, and the pins are hidden by this grip panel. T8H. Okay, and then you can stick your finger inside and you can pop it out. Now on this, you have the extra slide catch piece. You have to push this one. I always forget. Yeah, you have to pull it. You have to pull it up and back like that, and then it comes out. It's a little keyhole slot in there. And then now that that's out, you can go ahead and undo the other side. And then we will leave those pins in there for now, because we need to go a little bit farther up here first before we do that. But part of the reason why I want to use this specific trigger in this gun is this has the rear safety, and this rear safety just blocks the sear in there. And it doesn't have anything to do with the front area like the AAP-01 does. So what this means is you can adjust the trigger all the way to the max and have your safety still work, because the safety just blocks the sear. It does not interact with the trigger like the other safeties do. So, you know, for those of you that care about having a working safety, this gun is a good choice if you want to have a very short trigger pull and be on the AAP-01 platform. Okay, and this comes off. And then on this side, we have a hex key. Okay. All right, that is removed now. I'm going to try to keep the screws all organized. I think they're all different, but just in case, I'll keep them all organized. Now we need to punch out this pin here. And it looks like it might not matter which direction. Let me get a good size pin. Okay, no, yeah, this way is the correct way. So it needs to punch out from this side. Right, and then the pin is out. And then we need to undo that screw. And then that'll be everything in the front. And then we should be able to sort of just remove all of this stuff here. Okay. It's going to be a little bit weird putting this back in, because I haven't actually done this before, but I don't think it'll be too difficult. And now everything's out except for the trigger and the trigger bar. So we need to remove these two pins. And then we can lift it up enough that we can free the trigger, and we can go ahead and install the trigger. Okay, it looks like this pin here is non-directional, but this pin up here is knurled on one side, and you have to push out from this direction. Okay, and then now we can press this button, and we can lift this out. And then we want to be careful because this spring here can launch across the room. So you want to grab onto the silver part that I'm holding onto before you go very far, so that way you don't lose the spring. Once we take the trigger out, we want to put the whole chassis back in so it stays all held together good. Okay, now that's all taken care of, and we can worry about this. So this looks like, it's like that's a very tiny screw, I think. I think that's a 1mm. I don't have that. So I'm going to grab just a trigger bar, and we can go ahead and put it together. So I'll be back. Okay, so yeah, I just don't have the correct size bit for that. So I'm going to use a garter, Glock 18 steel, trigger bar on this build. And we can go ahead and open this up. All right. A little red flake. I hope that's not like any like terrible damage on this, but no, it looks fine. Okay. So we can undo this little baggie. And hopefully everything will come out. Okay. All right, so there's a couple different screws. This screw here, the fat long one, this one goes in the bottom here. So this is what's going to be used to regulate the over travel of this. And we will need to Loctite this at some point. We'll wait until we get it together before we Loctite it. And then this one here, the skinny long one, this one is what is going to hold the trigger bar onto the trigger. All right. No, that's the wrong size bit. Oh no, even still, there's that tiny one. Okay. Now this one we can Loctite this one right now. So I use the blue Loctite just because I want it to be easy to take apart and stuff, because I'm constantly changing everything. So it's nice for me to have it be easy to remove, but not easy for it to come out on its own. If you want it to be permanent, you can just use the red stuff, but you just want to put a little bit on. Okay. And we can slide that in. Okay, and at some point it's going to, okay, yeah, there it goes. So get it up until you can barely see it in the slot, and then you want to put your trigger bar in. Make sure it's not upside down. I'll show you the orientation once it's in. Let's see here. There it goes. Okay, it looks like this screw is a really short screw. So we'll probably have to put a little bit of Loctite on the other side. Or a lot of it. Okay, it is on there now. So now we need to wipe away the excess. Okay. So this is the orientation of the trigger bar, all right? Like so. All right. So we need to let that sit for a second to Loctite itself in. The other screw that comes with this, it goes behind the bar here. Oh, it's still the wrong size. And this one, we can Loctite this one now. But we will adjust this once it's in. But if we Loctite it now, it'll just make it easier for us. Now all the Loctite went away. Let's put a glob in there, and that'll figure itself out. Okay. Now we can go through the process of putting it back together, which will be very fun. So now we can go ahead and remove this a little bit. So the button on the back, lift it up, be careful of the knocker block. And on this, basically the trigger, the little part that sticks out here at the end needs to slot in to there, like so. And then you can drop the whole thing into the gun. And just if it like messes itself up, you just gotta go back and fix it. But I think we're good there. All right. We can put these two pins back in now. The bottom one doesn't really matter, but the top one has to go in this direction. Okay. And now this part can go on, and we can actually put the trigger spring on now. It might be a little bit tight. We might need to come back and file that a little bit. We'll find out in a second here. All right, so trigger spring goes on like so, and then this piece sits in here, and then sorry, so trigger spring hooks on, and then it has to connect to the little peg right there, like that. Okay, so that's in. And then now we just need to do this. This is a little bit weird. I haven't done this on this gun yet before. Actually, that would be way easier. So this can unscrew. I didn't know this could unscrew. So that'll make things way easier. All right. So it goes on like that. And then it slides in. And then we just need to put this pin back through. Which way? This way. Okay, so that is through now. So now we just need to screw that in, and we're gonna Loctite this. I didn't know that this was just screwed on, which makes things way easier next time. Okay. Okay, yeah, it feels good. So now we can go ahead and adjust the trigger right now, and then we can put everything back together once the trigger is all good. So we'll go into this one up here. In this one, you have to, I screwed it all the way in, and you have to unscrew it to adjust it, basically. We have quite a ways to go. And this is just a trial and error type of deal, basically. Looks like this screw's not gonna really have much left on it. I think this screw is just not, it's not long enough, I don't think. So we'll have to leave a little bit of like a wall in there, but I like it. I think it still feels pretty nice. It's only a little tiny bit of movement, but that's as close as I really am willing to go, because that screw is really short. I might go to the hardware store and get a screw that's a little bit longer, so I can make it go out to the max, but as is, that's as far as I really want to go. Now this screw, the other one, it's going to be the over travel. So we have quite a bit that we can adjust that. Now we do need to Loctite it. And Loctite will go on the end of the screw over here. Ooh. Like that, that'll work. And then okay, I had it pretty much perfect the first time. I just had it just a hair too much. Okay, yeah. That's gonna be, that's it right there, I think. Okay. Now let's put it on the upper, just to make sure. So I kind of like having that wall there, actually. That's kind of cool. Yeah, as you can see, this bottom screw here now, it is perfect, and it basically just prevents the trigger from over traveling at all. And it breaks right before that touches the polymer frame. So that's good. We need to let the Loctite settle for a little bit. So we're not going to go shoot this with gas or anything for a little while, but we can put everything together. So let's go ahead and, oh, also part of the reason was you can put on safety now and it will not fire, which is something that's not possible on the AAP-01. If you adjusted the trigger like this, on an AAP-01, there would be no safety. You'd be able to just pull the trigger straight through. But with the way that this gun is designed, you can put the gun on safety, and then nothing's going to happen, right? No matter how hard you pull, it's not going to do anything. All right. Yeah, so let's go ahead and put it back together. Pretty much done here. So let's see. This side of the gun, we have the safety piece, or no, not the magazine catch. So obviously, remember the keyhole. You have to put it in like that, and then slide it forwards, and then you can drop this on. And when you tighten this down, you need to make sure you don't over tighten it to the point of this not being able to freely move. Let's see here. That's not the bit that I thought it was. Where is, okay, here it is. Okay, so this one we can put on. Oh, I'm going at an angle, that's not good. Polymer threads, so you can go in at weird angles if you are not paying attention. Okay, once it's on, just make sure. Yep, that all still works. Oh, I didn't have it tightened down enough. Okay. I can probably tighten down a little bit more. Okay. And then this side is easy because there's nothing on this side. So you can just tighten this down all the way and not have to worry about it. Okay, we do need to open this up because I didn't put this screw in there. It's the wrong size bit. This is the right size bit. So this is the screw that goes inside in the trigger chassis. And we probably need to double check that it still works after we do this. Yeah, that's good. All right, and now this piece, you have the little pin that kind of goes through, and then you have the Torx up here. Okay, and then the other side is just a normal Allen wrench screw or hex key or whatever. Hex bit, I don't know what the name. Okay, and now should be all good. Let me find some gas real quick. Some puff dino, obviously. It's some of the good stuff. Oh, wrong way. Okay, let's see. That's cleared, and it's also cleared. I guess you can't really see my finger when I do that. Just a little bit of take up. yeah, I mean, that's working good, obviously. And then we can make sure the slide catch works, which it does work. So that's all good there, right? Right, I think that's all I have for you today. So thank you for watching, and have a nice day. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if this video was useful for you. And make sure you check out the link down below. That is a link to our Discord server, and you are welcome to join. All right, have a nice day.